Hey, it's your old buddy back again. Yes, that's right. Here for another episode of Merlo's Movie Massacre, episode number 54. Can't believe I made it that high. And this is going to be a very, very special episode for you guys tonight because I've got a good portion of the crew on with me from the Sawyer Massacre. We just filmed there last month, had a great time. Very, very excited to have some of these awesome people on with me. But before we get to all of them, I have my regular shout outs I want to do. First, actually, I want to give a shout out to the third channel, Halloween 3 season of the Witch fan film, unofficial sequel. They have their Indiegogo campaign going right now. Definitely make sure you check that out and give them your support. If you are a fan of Halloween 3 like I am, you definitely want to show your support because they need it. And it's going to be an awesome film. Also, the director of that film, Michelle Blasky, has her artwork for sale. She does this really cool, obscure art. For Miss 44, her links are in the description. Go check them out. And then, of course, there's our other Michelle of Breathless Beauties, Michelle Appollonia. I don't see her in the chat tonight. I do see Michelle Blasky, though. And she makes these really, really cool horror-themed dolls. Very, very cool. Hey, there's my buddy Leatherface, right? There you go. So, yeah, go check those links out. And the new Indiegogo campaign for the third channel is out now. Go check that out. Very, very cool. Awesome. Glad to see so many good people in the chat already. I'll just say hi to everybody. Susie Lopez says hello. Christine Alverson. Hey, we know you. That's Christine. Christine put up with a bunch of us. You'll meet some of those people tonight from in Texas when we were shot there. There's Michelle Blasky. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Christian Spencer. Hey, how you doing? Nona Chan. Thank you for joining the chat. And Gayla Connolly. Hey, Gayla, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you guys all for tuning in. So I'll just start bringing in people one at a time here. We'll start with our sound guy since he's just next on my next in line here. And that's Ben Markey Hilton. Hey, Ben, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself, Steve?
Oh, I can't complain. Then we'll bring in our stunt coordinator, Jim Stovall. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's Stovall. It's close enough.
Close enough. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher everybody's name. Sorry about that. How are you doing, Jim?
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, great. And here's our DP, all the way from Arkansas, is Charlie Brady. Did I pronounce your name right?
Oh, no, completely wrong.
Oh, I figured. How are you doing, Charlie?
I'm great. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. And then the man from New Zealand is here. Our awesome key grip, the awesome, the totally awesome Kyle Haynes. Hi, Kyle. How are you doing?
Hey guys, what's up?
Glad to have you on, man. This is
I'm stoked to be here.
All right, how you doing, Kyle?
Doing really good.
That's good.
Just finished a beautiful dinner.
You can't go wrong with that. It's a late dinner for you.
It's a late dinner. You're right.
Yeah. You normally eat that late?
No, it's just a really busy day. It's just a busy one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And finally, our props guy, our props master, the amazing Cody Willis. He's been with us for a while, and he finally got to meet him in person. Hey, Cody, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, just great. And I believe we have one more person here. I believe she's here. I don't see her video, but we'll add her anyways. We might not have video for her. Oh, the studio is limited to 6. Oh, great.
Oh, okay. Yikes.
We've got limited amount of people. We're going to have to do
difficulties
at a time. It told me I was allowed to have 10 people on at a time. I invited too many people, I guess. Sorry about that, Christine. We'll take, since Cody and Christine were both kind of working in props, we'll remove Cody for a second here and add Christine. Hey, Christine, can you hear us now? I don't know. I'm not seeing her video at all. Hopefully it's working. It says that she's being added. Are you there, Christine? Are you there, Christine? No, we're not seeing. You don't seem to be getting Christine. Christina, I should say. Christina. Okay, we'll see if we can get her back later. That's too bad that we can't seem to be able to get her in the stream.
There he is.
There's Cody back, and I'll just keep an eye on Christine, and if I can get her in, we will. That's all I can say. Let's see who we got. Some more people in the chat. Movie fan. Hey, Steve, it's Jason Atkinson. Hey, Jason, how are you doing? And the wonderful Nika Lou. Hey, Nika, how are you doing? We all know who Nika is. Nika was our scream queen. Our scream queen. Coffee and Comics Nerd. Oh, hey, thank you for joining in the chat. And the wonderful Alicia Graham. Hey, Alicia, how are you doing?
Alicia. Hi, Alicia.
Good to see everyone, isn't it? Anyone else new? We got Degree Centigrade. That's our buddy Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And one more new person here. I don't. Mr. Demon Seed 666. When would the movie be coming out? We're hoping. With no guarantees, but hoping by the fall. We're hoping by the fall. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what magic we can do to make that happen. But it's been filmed, so that's the good thing about it. All right, so let's we'll just kind of go around table here, and everybody can introduce themselves and tell them how you got involved in the movie industry, what area that you guys do, and all that kind of wonderful stuff. So, Ben, we'll start with you.
Well, cool. Well, hey everybody. My name is Ben Markey Hilton, and I'm California born, but Texas forged, as I like to say.
I like that.
But yeah, so let's see. I've been really into film ever since I was 10 years old, and I was mostly into acting and directing at the time, and then was really in college. Got more into sound mixing, particularly, and I've been at it for quite some years now. So yeah, that's pretty much my story, short and sweet.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's go next. Jim, how about you?
Well, I kind of got into it. I was a professional fighter for years and years, spent a lot of time.
What made you get into film?
I always wanted to do it. It was something I grew up. My mom said she thinks my face should be in movies, and it was something I kind of wanted to do. And I got back into it a few months ago, and kind of came onto this project a little late with a referral from Chris, and
Yes,
I was
Chris
really happy. Yeah, really glad to be a part of this project. It was awesome. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying back and being in the scene.
Awesome. It was great to have somebody who was a stunt coordinator, actually. So I thought we were going to have to go without a stunt coordinator for a little bit, and then you came in. So thank you so much, Jim, for all your help. Cody, let's go to you now.
I got into I got into movies and stuff, and wanted to do filmmaking and work in film. When I was about 11 or 12, my dad showed me the original Halloween for the first time, and ever since I saw that, I just wanted to be John Carpenter. And about a year ago, I saw a thing on Facebook for the Sawyer Massacre, and I reached out to Steve as a production assistant. And then about, I guess maybe a month into that, it was like, well, you want to do props? And I was like, absolutely, because I just wanted to learn all that I could. And here I am, and I was fortunate enough to meet all of you guys and learn a lot from you, and I'm really grateful to each and every one of you.
Did we find every prop? I know there was a couple missing, but
yeah, the one that was the biggest hitch was the oven. That ended up being the biggest dilemma
oh yeah,
I faced, was the oven that we needed.
But yeah, we didn't. We
Oh,
never
when
got
filming,
the
yeah, the
filming
oven was the
wrapped.
difference. As far as
We're missing a
right, yeah. It's as far as like on set, it was more. I guess it was more like smaller things, like various things that were needed in the script. Especially if the script had to have some like changes midway. Fortunately, I had Christina there enough to help me meander through all of that.
and hopefully we can get her into that. She keeps trying to join, but we're not having any such luck. But we'll see what we can do in a bit here. Kyle, you want to give it? You want to tell us a little bit how you got involved in our film and film in general?
Well, I mean, I got involved in this project just being a yes man on Facebook, really. I can't remember who made the original post.
I think it was Chris again. I think it was Chris Partini.
It might have been Chris. I don't remember, but basically they were looking for sound and PAs, just people to help and things. And I've actually got background in sound. I studied audio engineering in New Zealand and had worked in recording studios and things, and kind of always been into like that side of the creative world. But yeah, I was just clicking around and just was like, I'm willing to help. Got on the meeting with you where I was just kind of like, what do you need help with? I had some free time. And then, of course, I'm like a huge fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was like one of the big movies from New Zealand, not from New Zealand, when I was in New Zealand, that like really shaped me into like the horror, being a horror fan. It was just different, it wasn't campy like the other ones. It was great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I saw that and I just yes manned it. I was like, I'll do whatever we need. And I actually had no idea really much at all about what it was to be a grip before I jumped on the project.
You could have fooled me.
I had a really, really great time learning, and I had some fantastic teachers who have all you see right here.
Speaking of teachers, the man behind the camera, Charlie Brady, tell us a little bit about yourself and the projects you've done and how you got into the film world and all that wonderful stuff.
Well, I don't know, I've been in film for almost 20 years, about 18, 19 now. I got into it. I started as a screenwriting student. Started there. Of course, you write screenplays, you want to see them made. So I started making shorts, moved from screenwriting into directing and director of photography. Just kind of, wanted to learn a little bit of everything so that I can kind of get an idea of what everybody on set goes through. And over the years, I've drifted more into cinematography and screenwriting. So, and I think I was working on Voorhees Night of the Beast, and I was talking to the director of that. And your project came up, and after we wrapped that, I think I sent you a message and just like, hey, you need any help? And we just kind of started back and forth.
There you go. The rest is history. And so there you go. And again, I'm having trouble adding Christina Hinton to the stream here. I don't know why it's not working, but I hope we can add her. I don't know. It'd be nice to get her to talk about herself, but I don't know why it's not working. She doesn't have a video. Maybe that's it. Let me just message her. I'm just gonna talk amongst yourselves.
Ben, did you just get back from the border?
Oh, no, not yet. That's coming up.
Yeah, he had a fun project lined up. I thought you were going straight from this one to that one.
No. So I went from this project over to another short, and now from that, I'm heading over to the border, and that's going to be, it's going to be an interesting time. The kit, some of the stuff that I rented for that shoot, it's arriving tomorrow, and I'm going to have to, sift through it and get everything all ready for it. But it's going to be an 8-day adventure. So
I'm sure it sounds like it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot, hot and sweaty.
Yeah,
for the going to be delicious though.
Oh, it's going to be so delicious. As always, so delicious. I can't wait. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Sweet.
Yeah, but Kyle, how about you, man? What have you been up to?
I didn't have a whole lot of news. I've just been depressed pretty much since leaving the set.
Just everybody, right?
Just dragging knuckles, walking up and down the hallway, thinking about leaving. I don't know. It's been really, it's been a lot. There hasn't been a lot going on, really. I'd taken a lot of rest time, but I was just today. I guess the biggest thing that happened today, I got my drone license. So I've been studying hard for the last, 3 or 4 days.
Nice,
Learning all kinds of totally unnecessary aeronautical stuff, so that I can fly my drone 20 feet in the air. And anyway.
I didn't know you had to have a license for that.
You have to have a license for a drone that's over a certain weight, and I got a drone that was over a certain weight. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
There you
but
go.
That's it.
So everybody's
like,
been
what are you
missing
using the drone for?
Being on set.
I've used it. I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of videography work on the side. Like I film events. I film live music videos. I do some music videos. I'm jumping on a music video actually tomorrow. I'm starting the 3rd Golden Dawn Orchestra music video as DP. That's kind of fun. But I am getting the drone more so for my like wedding and event videography, because it's just a great one to have in the pocket,
Kyle, after getting to know you while we were in Texas,
oh, your audio broke up.
Well,
I ought to.
We've lost. Cody has frozen for a second.
He got so excited he broke his phone.
Look at you.
on his
Alicia Graham says she's been depressed too. I guess everybody's been missing being on set together. Everybody misses each other. We became a family, didn't we? It was like we became a family. And,
Felt that way to me.
Okay.
Miss all
absolutely.
you guys.
Yeah.
The
friends I've made is unreal.
What were you gonna finish your thought that you were saying something, Cody, and then we lost you?
I was saying, Kyle, after having spent 2 weeks with you and everything and gotten to know you, I honest to God thought you went out and got a drone license just so you could say that you have the ability to fly a drone. Like, I just thought you picked up a new hobby.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Honestly, I've had the drone for months and it's still sitting right here. Yeah, but I just also I live right by the airport, so I didn't want to mess with it. I thought I'll get the license just in case the FAA can see me from there,
I just know that if I wanted any drone or aerial shots at all in my film, the insurance was going to be double what I was going to. It was essentially going to double what it was.
Yeah, I haven't even looked into drone insurance. I don't know.
I don't know why that's so expensive, but I mean, I can kind of understand why. But for my insurance to be double what it would have been seems a little much.
Four very fast spinning blades on a small piece of metal that can travel at 100 kilometers per hour.
Carrying expensive.
You need a license for that.
All right, let's get into some
freaking kilometers.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm Canadian. Let's get into some fun stuff here, guys. Let's talk about. I want to hear what your what the worst experience was like on set. Was it me? Was I an asshole, or did I just smell like one the whole time? Ben, we'll start with you again.
Well, I would say
wind.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. My biggest enemy was just the environment, period. Not the work environment, just literally the environment. It's either planes, for the love of God, planes, the wind, or reflections in some locations, or just who knows, just any possible sound source would interrupt or get into the take, and we'll just have to go back and capture what we missed over and over, which took in a lot of time. It took in a good amount of time from time to time, but I would say that was mostly the environment. And also a big shout out to Denali, who may or may not be watching this right now. He was the boom operator for a good portion of this piece, and I want to thank him. But shout out to him; he did such a great job. But he was also feeling it too at some points, because he was operating the boom, and my kit isn't necessarily the lightest boom kit out there right now. I recently changed that, but he missed it, so
he pushed through some mega shakes.
Now it's lighter.
Yeah,
he needed his exercise. He's a young guy, and but shout out to Denali. I don't know how to get a hold of him other than through his dad, I guess. His dad was was Chris Parcini, so but I don't think he's on Facebook or anything like that, so I don't really have other ways to get a hold of him. But he did a great job for a newbie, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. He was amazing. But so it's definitely the environment. But everybody's been great, especially the actors, the talent, for putting up with my crazy, I say borderline crazy requirements when it comes down to good sound. But they've been great sports. But yeah, it's just that wind was the biggest killer. Oh my goodness.
Was there a particular moment you can remember that was like, oh my God, this is just too much?
There was one moment. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to give away too much, but there was one shot where it was more of a wider shot, and we had multiple actors outside in a very windy environment, and a good amount of that coverage was in that wide. And we definitely had some challenges there, and poor Denali was up just operating that boom and just holding on for dear life while the wind's kind of knocking him around a bit. And it was definitely getting into the mics and getting into the lavs they have on the actors as well. So that was one of those moments where I decided to just take a quick moment, just take a deep breath and try to focus more on other areas where we can get better coverage. But it was, but again, I don't want to give away too much, but it was.
You made it through.
we made it through. It was great, but it was just a brief moment where I'm thinking, okay, this is probably going to put me into therapy. So there was a moment. This was it.
Looks like we got a few more people in the chat. I just want to give shout outs to Mandy Cantone, who is actually our assistant production coordinator behind the scenes. You guys all got emails from her.
Oh, hello.
John.
Yes.
John from Behind the Fiends podcast. He's one of our sponsors in the film and associate producers. So, howdy, John. How are you doing? And hey, look at this. It's Jordan O'Neill from Fabletown. He was our lead actor in the film.
Hey. Great to
Thank
see
you for joining us. So we've got pretty much both of our lead actors, Jordan and Nika, are in the chat. Thank you guys for coming in and saying hi. And what did he say here? I'm back. Did we get to the part about the spoiler redacted yet? We had a couple spoilers redacted, I think. A couple. That was hard. That was actually hard to keep a lid on.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people saw some of those on Facebook, but
not sure what you're talking about. I didn't see anything.
They got taken down, so you can't find them now.
Yeah.
But they were there briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Not major spoilers, but there were spoilers that I didn't want being shown. So, yeah. I you know what? It's actually my fault because I should have sent out emails to everybody involved in the film saying, do not do this, do not do that, don't post this and that and that and this and blah, blah, blah. Because I should have known that was going to happen. I should have known that was going to happen. And it did. But it's been okay lately. We'll just say that. Jim, let's go to you. Now, Jim, you were only on set for a couple of days, but was there a particularly hard moment for you on set?
For me, no. So I actually had I really enjoyed the time on set. I will say this to Ben though, anytime you think you're having a struggle, just remember Troy, one of the largest budgets ever, still had a Boeing 747 make Final Cut. So you're doing badass.
Heard about that. That's right.
No,
it happens. You get those planes overhead, and we shot, I think, was it 2 or 3 airports nearby when we were shooting in Bartlett?
3 in Bartlett, yeah.
Man, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
I chose the right place to film, eh? It's like, but that's just another.
At least it was in Texas, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. That was a thing for me, is being from Canada. I didn't have the luxury of going down to Bartlett and seeing if it was, I had no idea there was 3 airports nearby. So I wish I could have gone down there like a couple months ahead of time and just figured that out myself, because that's always something I'm always thinking about as a director, is like, am I going to be filming in a plane heavy place? I mean, there's nowhere you're going to be totally safe from planes flying overhead. There's pretty much nowhere. I mean, there probably is some places, but I've never been there. That's for sure.
If you're going to be a place where planes are free from flying over.
Oh, I think the plane's
froze up there, Jim. No, it happens.
I just want to go on record real quick and give him props to Ben, because he had 5, 6, 7 actors doing dialogue in some scenes, and he had all those mics going, and he could still hear the plane like 10 miles away, and be like, hold.
Yeah.
And it's just his ear is amazing when he's got all that input coming in, and to be able to isolate a sound on one channel. It's great.
Yeah,
you did an amazing job.
Both of y'all
like I said before, Ben, you were, of all the sound guys I've worked with, you were the only one that seemed very particular about making sure you got it right on. I've never worked with a sound guy who was like, no, it's not good. That never said I didn't quite get it on that take. It was always, yeah, we got it. I'm sure you did, but I don't know. It was good to have a sound guy that was that picky, I guess you could say. That was, that thorough. At the end of the day, thorough. You wanted to make sure you got it. So editing wasn't going to be okay. Well, one of the lines didn't make it through or something like that, which I've dealt with many times. So thank you for being as thorough as you were, Ben.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to be thorough, and thanks for having me. It was, despite the wind, it was still a blast. No pun intended, though.
Cody, how about you? Now you had a rough day on set. I know that. You had a couple rough days on set.
Well, it was that one the night that I hurt my ankle. But
day 2, I believe.
It was 2 or 3. I don't remember which. But sure it was it was. But I remember. I think the hardest day that, like, for me, on the most, like, as far as like working with the props and everything, was, I remember it was that day that we were expecting a ton of rain and we were having to prepare for it, and then the chainsaw and the rocking chair were in Alicia's truck, and that rain hit them, of course it did, and then I went into full-blown panic mode. I fully was prepared to go into that house and lose the job on this movie. and I just remember freaking out about that. But thankfully, Christina, we
can't get in the chat.
Made me calm down. Yes, she can't get in the chat, but she is amazing, and I was able to keep a level head because of her, because I would freak out. But thankfully, we figured out, she dried the chair with a blow dryer, and the chainsaw didn't get damaged in the slightest. But that was the most unnerving day for me. It was just, I was always worried about that. Even if the rational side of my mind knows that I've got this under control and everything, but the insecure part of me, the more dominant side, I was totally freaking out about everything. But because I didn't want to like blow any opportunity I could have in the future or anything. And but thankfully I was with a bunch of people who kept encouraging me. Charlie was just like, you know, my hero on that set, like, and the things that I learned from him and everything. And then, you know, Ben and Kyle with your positivity and, you know, all that made it great. Kyle was always keeping me laughing, always. He's still keeping me laughing. But I do remember that being the weather and stuff and the cold being a real big concern for me and things like that. But I'm glad that I was able to get through it, and I think it all turned out very well. And we'll see that on the final cut.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. For sure. All right. Thank you there, Cody. Let's move on to Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Yo.
Tell us about the worst experience on set.
Oh, man. You know, I think I had a really good time on set most days. You know, like, I mean, I did have a pretty positive attitude, but it was all facilitated by you guys. I was having so much fun. I was playing off you guys. But, like, I think the hardest day for me was day one, because, like, I was going into it with not really any idea of what to expect. There was a lot of anxiety, especially the night before and in the morning. I got up way too early, and the set time was early enough as it was. And I remember listening to podcasts on the way to set about how to be a grip, which was pretty funny. They basically just said wear comfy pants. It was like one of the main. It was what I really learned from it. It was like the common thread. Make sure your pants have a couple extra pockets. I did not do that. I wore tight black jeans every day of the set, which was its own issue. But I don't know. I think it was like that day, and then when I got there, it was like a double whammy, because I opened the door of my car, and it was so cold. It was like one of those. I might have even been below. I remember seeing on my car, it might have been 29 when I stepped out of the car. And
something like that.
That was one thing that I hadn't really considered on the first day. By the second day, I had gone and got long johns, top and bottom, big old winter socks. I had like a few jackets on by the end of it, but that first day was really cold. That was probably the hardest part of it.
You made it though. I did. Yeah, you know, we all made it. I mean,
yeah,
I do remember that first day was cold, and it kind of stayed cold the whole day. It never really warmed up that first day. Made it tough.
Talking about the weather, I remember me and Charlie went to Walmart hoping with all of our hope, like we were so optimistic that we were about to get some like thermals and everything for that weather. And we get there, and of course they don't have any thermals at all. And the one that, they had, let me correct that. There was one thermal, and it was neither of our sizes. So we had to, like we were super bummed. Like, I don't even remember what we did, Charlie, but like, I remember just feeling terrible because everyone else always looked warmer than me and Charlie did.
We just went and bought fleece blankets is what we did.
Yeah, it was the blankets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Charlie, let's go on to you now. What was your worst experience on set?
Oh man. I think just the shooting locations. You know, they weren't easy locations. You know, accessibility, power, or lack of power in many cases. Just how different they were from the script, which made, you know, me and Steve have to conference a lot and like, how can we shoot around this since it doesn't exist at our location? Just a lot of little things like that. So
yeah, I definitely hear that. I've never thrown out a shot list like I did on this movie. I've always sworn by, you know, it's one of, like, I'm also a professional musician. It'd be like if I if all of a sudden I went on stage and my guitar had no strings on it or something like that, and what do I do then? Then karaoke it is, right? And so I mean, that's what it felt like not having a shot list on set. I had the shot list, but it was like, this is useless because the locations just don't match what layout wise, they were just not matching. And I don't know. I definitely hear you on that. That was probably one of the most difficult things about it. And I guess I didn't quite expect it to be that bad, but we made it through. I definitely didn't get a bunch of shots that I wanted to get, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes you get new shots instead. We got different shots, but there's definitely a few shots I'm like, damn, I wish I got that. But it is what it is. So okay, let's move on to the happier stuff. What was the best experience you had on set? Ben, back to you.
Wow. There's actually a lot of really positive, really great moments that I like to experience, but I guess I can narrow it down to, well, there's one. I think it was the first impression on one location. It was. Let's just say that our department, when it comes down to, they did a fantastic job. When I saw the set for the first time, I got really excited on what's to become in this location. I'm trying really hard not to spoil it, but once you see it, everybody, you're gonna love it. It's insane. But also, I would say just working with our actors. I'm talking about the Jordans, Nika, Alicia, everybody. They're just a blast to work with and super kind and super warm and really made my job incredibly easy. And also shout out to you, Charlie, for giving me the shots I need to make it happen, because we've had those moments where it was either too wide or something was a little bit off. And I was like, look, man, we need to get tight to get, some coverage here. And you just made it happen. So thank you for that. But yeah, I would say it's really hard to pick one, but I would say definitely showing up to the location for the first time and kind of battle planning where I'm going to be and how to figure out certain shots. That really got me going. And again, as you can tell, I love our actors. I love them all.
Yeah, they are. I was actually pleasantly surprised with every single one. I mean, I myself have worked on a number of sets where, there's at least that one actor that's giving you a hard time. It always seems to be that one. We're lucky enough to not have that one person on this movie. And I think that was a big reason why we pulled out this movie as well as we did. Because, you got one person complaining and slowing down production, then it's a totally different story. So, yeah, I hear you on that. Jim, how about you? What was your favorite experience on set, without spoiling too much?
I kind of have a couple. My favorite as the...
Oh, he's frozen again.
Yeah.
What's the internet thing?
Scene with
Jim, you're frozen on us.
Yeah.
Back?
Sorry about this.
Try talking now, Jim.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah.
Start over.
So my favorite as on the stunt side was working with Jordan on a specific scene. Won't go into that scene, but he's a pretty sharp fella, and we were able to come together and make that scene really work. And then when I wasn't working stunt, I was kind of helping and watching Charlie and Ben. And that was actually, I think, my favorite part is seeing that side of things a little closer and kind of sticking my hand in there and like really watching these guys work. I absolutely love that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that too. I love you learn new things, that's for sure, watching guys like Ben and Charlie.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, Cody, your turn. What was your favorite experience on set?
Oh, gosh.
Without spoiling.
Right. I think the first one definitely has to be that first day of filming, because it felt like, this thing I've been doing for like working on for a year was like coming to life, and that was really amazing. And I was nervous, but I was like super excited, and I really enjoyed, watching the actors that day. And then, just on set, I don't know, there's so many. I think it was just the atmosphere of what was going on, definitely absorbing everything like a sponge. Particularly from Steve, you're directing. I was watching what you were doing and what you were saying. You're figure it out. And then Charlie, I'm pretty sure I got on Charlie's nerves more than anybody. But it was I learned so much from him, and I learned stuff from Ben and asking him questions. Felt intimidated by everyone because everyone had always had a lot of prior experience. But I was never made to feel less than anybody else. So I think it was just narrowing it down to one specific day is difficult because every day was different, but I was always learning something every day. And the amazing cast and crew that I was fortunate enough to work with and friends I've made, it's definitely worth it all. And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome. Kyle, your turn.
All right. Well, there's so many. Every day was so
it's hard, isn't it?
It's so hard. I know. It's I want to name every person and the favorite experience I had with each of them. They're all so unique. But I think that my favorite time period was probably the closer to the end of shooting, the location that was closer to the Houston area, and that was the time on that set. I don't know. I saw amazing things. I laughed so hard in that spot. I really felt like I connected with a lot of the actors more so in that last part. In the first part, I was still trying to figure it all out and staying kind of quiet and weird. Maybe that was my experience at least. But then it's sort of opening up, and then being in that last sort of location, everyone together, and I don't know. That was where I think friendships were forged and beautiful things happened. And it's also the place where I think I'm most excited about seeing those scenes in the movie, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Did we get Christina in the chat all of a sudden? Let's just see if that worked. Christina, are you there? Can you hear us? No, I thought we had her. Okay, I thought we had her there for a sec. Maybe this one. I thought we did, but because I'm not seeing that circle going around like it is now. That's okay. I tried. I really tried to get you in, Christina. Sorry. We'll get you on another time, I guess. All right, let's add Cody back, but let's go back to Charlie. Charlie, best day on set. Or best time on set, whatever.
I think my best day on set is more from a technician's standpoint, and it came after our worst day not on set. It was the day we came back from the day we lost because of weather. But we came in and we did 15 pages, and that is a gargantuan day. We made up so much of that lost day on just the next day, and we got everything shot that day that we were supposed to, and then we got more done. And I just loved.
Now he has to add me, so
There's Christina.
Hey,
it worked.
did they see me?
Yeah.
Hey, I guess what?
I thought we'd never get you on.
But yeah, my favorite day was that makeup day, because it was just we were working so fast, and at the same time we were at that point in the shoot where we had a couple days together. We had a couple days not on set together, so we had that personal time to kind of talk and bond and just get to know each other. And when we came back from that day off, we were ready to go. We took that day off to plan a lot of stuff and kind of prep. And we were running, and we felt like a nice, oiled machine. I knew I could trust Kyle with anything I needed. I knew he was going to be right where he needed to be, and just, it was just we could just move, and it was really nice from a technician standpoint to have that flow.
Yeah, I hear you for sure. I remember shooting that 15 pages in that one day and just thinking, wow, maybe we can actually pull this off, even though we lost a day, But oh, we lost Christina again. Christina, you still there? Damn it, we had her, now we lost her. Ah, shoot. I was gonna get to her now. Ah, damn it.
Saga
Well, you guys
continues.
got to see her for a little bit. That was Christina, who was our production designer and second AC and
Slate
many
Queen.
other things, really. Yeah, we lost her. I'll add Cody back, I guess. Just taking Cody off whenever.
Trying to figure out how she
Don't
was.
sound
gonna-
too excited, Steve.
Trying to figure
let's
out
just-
what
I
she was
think
going to say and
yeah.
name each scene was one of my favorite parts too. Christina,
Oh,
she had
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
the scene letters got very creative.
Mm-hmm.
I see that we got a new
Yes.
chatter. The Lazy Reviewer, Carlos from the Lazy Reviewers. Just wanted to make sure I acknowledge all the new chatters. I don't think we got anyone else that's new, but I am seeing some questions in the chat. We'll get to the questions shortly. But I do want to see if there's any chance we'll get Christina back in. Hey, there's
Hey, this Chris.
Christine, Mrs. Christina. Oh, let me see. It's
Also,
trying
want to say it's nice to see everybody without a mask.
What's that?
Said it's nice to see everyone's actual face and no mask.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We did wear masks on set. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Definitely
Nope,
all the time.
still not working. We
Right.
had Christina
Yep,
for
all
a
the time.
sec, and then we
Yeah.
lost her. Well, you keep trying, Christina. We got to get you in here somehow. More than just a quick hello like that, but that'd be nice. But oh yeah, Alicia
Funyuns.
Graham. You guys all remember this? Funyuns.
Oh,
I
Alicia,
demolished-
you beat me to it. I was just about to say it. Ah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Oh,
Lots
I
of fun.
demolished that
Lots-
bag of Funyuns.
oh, Funyuns.
We don't have those here in Canada. That's all I know. There's a lot of stuff that we don't have here in Canada. I'm already missing Buc-ee's.
Oh,
Oh,
Buc-ee's.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, good times.
Is Buc-ee's
Buc-ee's
everywhere in the
That was
US,
fine
or is it-
dining.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Buc-ee's in Arkansas, so
Mm-hmm.
There's no Buc-ee's in Arkansas. Huh?
They'll
no,
get
no,
there
we're,
one
we're
day.
right next door. No Buc-ee's.
No Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Maybe it's just a Texas
I don't think
thing.
we have them in Alabama or
No,
in my part of Alabama for sure.
It's spread to a couple different states now, but it's mainly Texas.
Oh, there you go. Hey, it's our buddy Joe from Fangoria Faithful. He is the one that he's the guy that did our logo for the Sawyer Massacre and poster. He says, "Hey, Steve and crew, congratulations on your achievement. Hope you all had a blast and memories that'll last a lifetime. Just popped in to say hi. Say, hey, got to get back to my grind. LOL. There you go. Thank you, Joe.
so
Thank
much.
you for stopping by.
Thank you.
And
Thanks, Joe.
we look forward to seeing the final version of the poster with the official images involved. Yes, we'll see how that works out. I won't get into that because that'll go into spoiler type territory there as well. But needless to say, the poster we have right now has got an image from our teaser trailer, so we want to make it more official. So he's using he's working with some official images from the film to make it look awesome. There you go.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Right on.
And Charlie was asking me the other day what font I used for that logo. I don't know, Joe. Did you use a font, or did you make that entirely yourself? Did you use a font of some kind? Like, I've never seen a font like that before. So I don't know if you just, maybe you took a font and you worked with it and made it your own, or you just did it from scratch. I don't know. Let us know. I'm kind of interested, actually, now that Charlie asked about that. There you go. Any other fun memories any of you guys want to share from the shoot, other than, of course, not getting into spoilers, of course. Any other
I
fun
will
memories?
say I'm glad on the Bartlett shoot that we did not have neighbors, because when the two young actresses made their first really loud scene, we would have had police everywhere. It was so realistic, it almost took me back. It was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, you
They
should
were
have been there
amazing
on the last
performances.
day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a good point. I will say this. I've done this for a little while. I've heard yells, I've heard cracks,
Yeah.
I've heard other screams, but so far, the most intense and the most amazing screams I've ever heard, period, I've been a part of this project. So shout out especially to Nika. Oh my goodness.
She's got harmonic
Oh, yeah,
frequencies and shit going on, man. I don't, excuse my language.
Oh, don't
I
worry
don't
about
know.
that on
She's
this
got a
show.
range. She's got a range on
It's
those
incredible.
And
screams.
she was hard on herself,
Incredible.
especially
Yeah.
in that basement when we shot some of her
Mhm.
screams in the basement. She was like, "I can't do my scream today,"
Mhm.
and every time I was like, "Are you sure you didn't do your scream? Because it
Yeah.
sounded pretty damn intense to me."
Yeah.
But I did notice with Nika, when she was really trying to force out that scream, it wasn't quite coming out like she wanted. So I think the best thing I could as far as directing her goes, was just put yourself in the scene and just don't focus on just getting that scream out. Put yourself in the scene and let it come natural, because it wasn't sounding natural at a point. But she never thought she got it, but I think she did. I totally
Nailed
think she
it.
did.
Yeah, we got like multiple
That's the really-
flavors of that. It was great.
That's the really cool thing, like about Nika, is like she really puts her all into what she's doing in that moment. 'Cause there were a couple times when the cameras weren't even rolling. I looked over at her and I literally would walk up to her and ask if she was okay. Like, because she looked genuinely terrified, but she was just in the zone of what she was doing. Like, she really put her entire self into that. And that was so cool to see, because I think she nailed it.
Yeah. Nika the
Alicia
Queen.
Graham says Nika is the scream queen, and then Nika says right after, Alicia is the crying queen. Yes, Alicia had to
Yes.
do a lot.
Oh,
of
that's true,
crying.
Nika.
Mhm. Very true.
Very true.
That
100%
I
agree.
will say this about crying. Crying is hard to do, and we had a few actors that really pulled off the crying, and of course Alicia was one of them that really pulled it off. So I mean, I think that's hard to do. I think that's definitely a hard art to do. I don't know what they do what actors actually do to get themselves to cry. In the past we've used fake tears and we've and it's never as good. It never feels as authentic. I mean, so yeah, definitely hats off to Alicia for that, and some of the other actors. Pretty much most of the actors had to do a bunch of crying.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of further what Cody was saying. As the safety guy, when I would look over and see certain people kind of prepping for their scenes, my first instinct was to come to them, because I thought they were in stress and they were just prepping for their scenes. And
Yes.
it was Nika, and it was pretty cool to watch. It was a pretty cool transition.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
There was one moment I remember specifically, like me and Jordan Fortes had heard the screams, and like there was that fleeting moment where we felt genuinely scared and helpless, because we thought our friends were actually in danger, and then we remembered it's a movie.
Yep.
It's a special thing when you have that feeling, though. It's that you're creating something pretty special, and there's some great performances happening.
Same thing with
Heather Beck of Heather Loves Horror just joined in the chat. Hey Heather, how you doing? Heather is going to be starring in the Third Channel, which is the Halloween 3 film that I'm a producer on. I think Cody, you're involved in that film as well, right?
I am.
There you go. You won't say what your role is, but that's okay. You don't. It's all probably confidential at this point.
It's props.
Oh, it's
It is props.
Okay.
Yes.
Props and PA. That's a bit of a
Yes.
drive for you, though. They're going to be shooting that in Lolita, California, where the original was shot. So
Correct. Right. So
have fun.
yeah, I've got some ideas. So we'll figure it out when the time comes.
Maybe Alicia will give you a ride down there, right? Maybe, right? Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, she's
Good
about
times,
to fire
good
off in those comments.
Alicia, do you see that happening? Going all the way to California. I'm not sure when Michelle's going to shoot that film, but I think by the summer, anyways, because I know she's trying to have it out this year because it's like the 40th anniversary in October. So that's tight. That's tight. I hope she can do it because that is pretty special landmark to hit. But July, Heather says July they're filming it, so that's going to be tight to get it out by Halloween. But you never know; it can happen sometimes. But
oh yeah,
see. I think Michelle is editing it herself. Michelle is an editor as well. She's like a jack of all trades. Yeah, she went to film school like Charlie, so she learned a little.
She's really great.
Yeah,
she's great. She's way cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a great script too, by the way. Go support them.
It is great, yeah.
I know that there are some people out there that don't like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Kyle. But hey,
Kyle, put your hands up.
But hey,
Kyle, leave the video.
If you are a fan, I think it's hands down the best Halloween film after the original. But
I see your points, but I still wholeheartedly disagree.
That's okay. They should have changed the name.
You reserve the right to be wrong, Kyle.
Michael Myers movies. Yeah. Anyways, moving on from all that. I love Halloween 3 and I support Michelle's project, and I wouldn't support it. I wouldn't support it if I didn't believe in her and if I hadn't read the script and loved it. So thank you, Michelle, for actually letting me read it. It's definitely a far cry from the
really
Halloween 3 fan films we have on YouTube right now, because there is a couple Halloween 3 fan films on YouTube, and they're not good. Just saying, not good.
It's true.
Anyways, I think now that we've hit the hour mark, pretty much hit the hour mark. We'll see if there's any questions, and if you guys have anybody in the chat has questions for any of the members of the crew, feel free to ask them. I'm just going to kind of scroll in. I did see some questions earlier on, so I just want to make sure I get them. Christian Spencer, I have a question for you guys, for all you guys. What is your advice for a new filmmaker? Okay. Charlie, why don't you chime in first on that? And I'll probably echo that, what you say a little bit.
My advice would be just go and do. Don't get up one day like all I'm going to do is be a director. Go and do a little bit of everything. Be a grip, working crafty, working props, be a boom op for 8 hours. Just kind of get to know every job a little bit, because that's going to give you a respect for everybody on set. And it's also going to give you an idea of just what they do and how long it's going to take. I've done sound a few times in my career. So when I would look at Ben and he would be like, hey, I need 10 or 15 minutes to mic everybody up. I'm like, 10 or 15 minutes, that's great, especially as fast as we were moving. I was like, man, he's on top of it. With stunts, working with that, knowing how long it takes to walk through a scene and practice each stunt and choreograph every little thing to be perfectly safe. That would be my biggest advice. Do a little bit of everything, just and that's going to give you a great idea of what you want to do moving forward. You may want to be a director now, but you may get on set and realize that there's a creativity in set design you didn't realize, or there's being an AC, a first AC, a second AC. Everybody's got their job, their duty, their responsibility, and you can't really do it without every single person.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and echoing on that, just look for films that you can volunteer on. I'm sure there's probably lots of indie filmmakers in your area, and just volunteer at first, because you want to get that experience, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Work in any of the areas, just like Charlie was saying. Try a little bit of everything, because you might find out you like a specific area and don't like a specific area, and that's all good. That's just part of it. So be willing to volunteer. Just get that experience. Get the experience however you have to get that experience. Kyle, you have any thoughts you want to give on that?
I mean, just doing what I've been doing has been working pretty well. Just kind of being a yes man and staying curious. It's really just echoing what Charlie said. I've had a few different roles. I've been a graphic designer on a slightly higher budget, kind of indie stoner comedy, which was a lot of fun. I've done some sound work. I've done some. And then I've done the grip stuff. I've been a DP. I've even been a director. And I can tell you what Steve said is also very true. You will find out very, very quickly what roles you gravitate towards or not. And mad respect to Steve. Director was not it for me. Definitely shied away from that. It was just like, for me, I've always been more technically oriented. So, being sort of in that cinematography and sound side, composing a shot or capturing a sound, like those things really got me nerding out. So I leaned that way. But yeah, absolutely. Try everything. Be a yes man. Find those volunteer opportunities, and hope, like I did, I'd make a family, and, these connections continue to grow, and it's the snowball effect is real, and you've just got to keep adding snow every now and then and keep rolling. So
very true.
Absolutely.
You mentioned me as a director, but I still feel like I'm learning so much. There were times I felt overwhelmed as a director, and because there's just so much that you should be doing as a director, and it's like, well, we just there's a lot of things I just couldn't do as a director. Again, throwing out my shot list the way I did was just I don't know. I still feel there's part of me that feels like I should have made a better attempt with it, but it was what it was with the locations we were filming at. So I'm not even sure directing is my best area. I think there's a few other areas I'm a little stronger at. So it's just I do like directing, though. I do like it, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I'll say that much. Not my favorite. Yeah. I do like a little of everything too, but not everything. There's definitely certain areas that I don't care for. Cody, how about you? I know your experience isn't quite as much as some of these other guys, but any advice?
Yeah, it just to kind of reiterate what you were saying is volunteer, and don't ever go into a project with the mindset of I have to be perfect at everything. I mean, you should have some kind of awareness of what you're doing, but never go in with the attitude that you know everything, or that something could go wrong, because my anxiety always got the worst of me doing it. But it's definitely take the opportunities. I've been very fortunate to have this movie and some other experiences in my past with film that have really made me very humble back. And then always just be willing to learn. Literally, I mean, I know everybody's saying that now, but literally, I learned a lot being on set, and that's the best way to do it, is to just get your hands in there and do it. And, ask questions. Charlie can tell you, I asked him a lot of freaking questions. But
me too.
Just
wealth of knowledge.
Yes. So yeah, just definitely go in with, an open mind, and be willing to do anything needs to be done, because things change on a movie set at the drop of a hat, and you got to adapt to that, no matter how stressed it is. But definitely take the opportunities when they arrive and go in there with an open mind and ready to learn and ready to adapt.
There you go. Never let your ego get the best of you. Ben, do
Absolutely.
you have anything you want to echo?
Well, let's make sure I muted myself. Cool, perfect. Yeah. Honestly, echoing what everybody else said. Don't do sound. I'm totally kidding. Do sound. Do whatever you want. But
These sound guys can make good money.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, it goes into therapy and other things. But really no. But actually, but yeah, definitely.
Straight line.
Yeah, definitely volunteer. And most importantly too is also show up on time. That's a big thing. Show up on time. And also I know that you're gonna have, strong days, great days. Some days will be harder than others. Just don't take it to heart, and just know that's all part of the process, and you're still learning, and just don't beat yourself up over it, and just develop from it and keep pushing forward. And just like what Charlie said, he made a really great point. Just don't be afraid to jump from job to job, trying out different things, because, I originally wanted to be a director and an actor, and next thing you know, I fell in love with sound. It's just how it works sometimes. So I would say just, volunteer, have some fun a little bit, enjoy the process, just kind of go with the waves, but just show up on time. Just do that.
Yeah,
and
definitely show up on time.
Yeah, show up on time. Oh, right. And
late, I get.
Yeah. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're earlier on time, that's what my production teacher told me. So, and it stayed there for the most part.
Jim, any final thoughts there?
No, I just kind of want to reiterate, as a owner in any type of business, whether it's film or anything else, you get to learn every aspect of that business. You really want to know what everybody's job is and what they have to go through to get it done in order to guide them in the right directions, because without that, the whole team fails.
Mm-hmm.
So
very true. Very true.
Thank
you, Christian, for your question. What's that?
Can I just kind of bounce off a little bit of what Jim just said?
Sure.
The whole team failing. Just adding to that, don't be afraid to fail. Some of the greatest things in my career were failures, because I learned so much from them. And I mean, I think we've all done it at some point. I know Ben at some point in his career, he's missed sound. And he's like, I need another one, and that held up time. I've missed focus. I don't know how many times. I think you guys got to see me when we were shooting in Wharton. I got mad at myself because I couldn't focus.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. It's little things like that. You always don't want to be the one that holds everything up, but at the same time, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and fail, because you're going to learn a lot from that. And hopefully there's going to be somebody on set that will teach you what you did wrong, and you can take that and better yourself.
Yep.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Never be afraid to fail, because that's how we learn and grow. All right. Thank you, Christian, for the question. Next question comes from Coffee and Comics Nerd. A question, and maybe Steve can answer this. Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see. What are the challenges of keeping true to the integrity? He's got a second part here, and the feel of an established series like the Sawyer, I'm guessing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, while also allowing yourself to be creative and take your fan film in its own direction with its own identity. Thank you for the question. That was easier said than done. I mean, I originally came up with the idea for this film after watching the remake from 2003, because there were certain things about that movie that kind of pissed me off. And there were certain things they did really, really well in it as well. But, there was that massive contrast for me with that film, whereas I really loved how that movie opened. And then it just fell apart from there for me anyways. I know a lot of people love the remake, and if you want to know why I have issues with the remake, I did a video of over a year ago now. Scroll back on my channel. I do talk about it on the show. I do go into detail on what fell apart for me for the remake. But that's where my ideas came. But back then, I had never written a script. I was a 23-year-old struggling musician at that time, and I was still pushing my music career, which I did eventually get going fairly well. But making movies was not in my sight at that time. That didn't come until I was in my early 30s. So, just 2 years ago, I'm a little older than that. I don't want to tell my age. But, yeah, I'm 33 now. When I was 31. No, I can't lie. You guys would never buy that. Would you guys buy that? Would you guys buy that? 33?
Hell no.
No. Anyways, I'm getting away from the question. I have derailed. Anyways, for many years I had the ideas, and I eventually got the script going, but I never felt like it was quite where it needed to be. There came a point where I kept having this question of like, what am I doing to add to this franchise? What am I doing? Am I just rehashing a bunch of stuff, or is there something I'm actually adding? And it really didn't come until about 2000. I think it was 2019, where it's like, there was a certain thing that I had figured, and I just knew that was the right way to go, because I do want to stay true to the original, but at the same time add something new to it that hasn't really been done before. And to a point it has been, but very, very small point, not like what we did in this film. And again, I can't spoil it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but I didn't want to focus on a lot of the stuff that had been done before, like the cannibalism. The cannibalism is still there, but it's not a main focus of our film. But I had to ask myself, what could I put in place of that to add to this Sawyer family? So I think I found a good way to do it. I think we were subtle enough with it. I didn't want to be blunt and over the top with it, but it was tough, though. I mean, it took a long time for me to really get it to the point where I was saying to myself, yes, that's the way to take it. I was very, very hard on myself because I knew I always wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it if I didn't feel like I was adding something. So I hope that answers the question. It was, what are the challenges of keeping it true? There's a lot of challenges. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to please everybody, because I can't please every fan of every film. There's just no way. And I think there's going to be certain people that might be disappointed that I don't pay huge homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 or any of those ones. But at the end of the day, those aren't my favorite films in the franchise. At the end of the day, the original is the one that holds true to me. So that was sort of my biggest inspiration, was making something that was more true to the original than anything else. So I hope that answers the question. That's a pretty loaded question. Thank you for the question, though, Coffee and Comics Nerd. Does anybody else, do any of you guys have anything you want to add to that? Even though it was more directed at me? I'll take that as a no then. The silence means no.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say, not without spoiling something.
No, it's hard. There's part of me that wants to say this, but I can't. There's a fine line, but anyways, when is the movie coming out? Oh, we kind of answered that already. That's an older question. But the goal is October. No guarantees though. I think it's possible though. I think it's possible we can be ready by then. Definitely possible. Anything's possible. I mean, geez, a movie could be ready by July or something too. But looking for other questions.
I was trying not to laugh.
July.
You don't think July is possible? What? No pressure on you, Charlie, as the editor.
Hey, I think the cut's going to be the easy part for it. I think with Kyle, you're doing sound. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think once I get the cut done, and me and Steve watch through it and make all our notes and everything, I think it's going to go pretty quick. Ben's audio is already really nice, and Kyle's going to have a lot of it to work with. I think that's going to be the slowdown, is Kyle's going to have so many options, especially with all the wild lines and the just every little bit that Ben was able to pull.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that design aspect of the sound for sure. I'm really looking forward to getting some of those clips and starting to work on some of those scenes, and I really can't wait to hear what Ben captured. It's because it's like, I'm being a sound guy with sound background. I'm like looking at him and I'm trying to think like, what's he hearing? And I just have no idea, but I'm always so curious too. So I look forward to being able to open those.
Kyle,
files.
can I ask you, did you check out that rough trailer cut, the teaser cut that I sent?
I saw the link. I totally ghosted on response for that. But I only saw it last night. And
so I put some of his
it was
sound in
so
there.
cool. It was so cool to see scenes that were shot. That was just because I basically watched the whole thing happen from over Charlie's shoulder and piecing together like what it was going to look like, with all the glare from the sun and the things that I could see and could barely see. It was really cool to see some of these shots, the lens choices we made, the different things, and seeing all those kinds of stuff like come to life on screen. So I was really stoked to get a hold of that teaser, and I'm excited for everyone else to see it.
There you go. Yeah, I think it'll be a good little teaser actually. And again, May 1st. What was that? What on earth was that?
Jeez.
Who was that? It was one of you guys, I think. Or just a random noise. Okay, just a random noise. It just
God, I don't know.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know what it was.
could be.
Maybe it's Christina.
Oh,
Is
okay,
it?
cool.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried to.
It's fine, man.
Her link is gone now. So
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
we got more questions here. Kristen Spencer, was it working with Steve or Scotty or the whole cast? What? I think I missed part of his question.
Yeah, there's a question from
Oh,
before.
okay. Here it is.
Yeah, I was going to
Sorry.
say, what's the question?
What was everyone's favorite part of the set?
Oh.
And then he said, was it working with Steve or Scotty or the whole cast?
Or maybe
Whole
Hal?
cast.
Definitely not working with me because I stunk the whole time on set, as I did not bring enough change of clothes for me for the whole
I was going to say, that's what happens when you wear the same pair of pants all the time.
I did have good showers though at Chris's house. Thank you, Chris. That endless hot water tank was nice. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Chris's house was amazing.
Yeah, Chris was awesome. Chris's house was awesome. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I mean, with a
Any of
little
you guys
note on
have
that,
anything?
working with Scotty was really cool. It was just because he is such a difference from the character he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool to see him in action. It was really interesting to see him kind of gear up for a role like that when it's so the opposite of him. Mad props to him. Definitely one of my favorite parts from filming was his last day, our last day. His parts in that were impressive.
We're pretty cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Scotty, he was. I was like, me and him were roommates for the entire shoot.
That's right.
So I mean, like, I got to know him really well. And exactly, Kyle, you're 100% right. There is such a contrast between Scotty and Leatherface. Yeah, it was, but he's a super cool dude. It's so strange that I told him this. I was like, it is so strange to go watch you be Leatherface on set and then come home and you're sitting there in your pajamas, freaking talking about Star Trek and Star Wars. Like like the man could have a PhD in Star Warsology. So like it was
What a nerd,
it was
right?
so funny, but he's such a great guy though.
Oh yeah. When I say
Yeah.
what a nerd, I mean in a good way, of course. I mean I have my Star Wars
Oh, yeah.
poster up there too, and
Yeah, I think
You know.
nerd stopped being an insult years ago.
I hope.
Oh yeah,
so.
dude, I take it as a
I hope so.
compliment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a badge for
There
me,
you go.
totally. So I got a band of brothers right here. So let's do it.
Yeah.
The stuff I have in my office still in its action figure packages is hilarious, but thankfully we're not in there right now. Last thing I need is to give Kyle ammunition for something to make fun of me with. He's already got so much.
Oh, yeah, good times.
Yeah, I'm right there with.
Oh, what
every
else
Star
can we say about Scotty on set?
He took an impressive amount.
That's what,
Yeah.
Impressive amount.
I just realized I wasn't sure if it was going to spoil something, but there was just something in particular that kept happening to Scotty. I guess special
If you're
effects
talking
related.
about the blood, I don't think that's a big spoiler. Leatherface gets blood on him.
Okay,
It's
all right.
okay.
Well, yeah,
cool, because
he took that blood like a champ. Yeah, I mean, we had it was flying everywhere, and most of it in his direction. For sure.
in his face, right in his
Yeah,
face.
directly
It
in
seemed
his
like-
face. Yeah.
I
Everything.
thought that Sergio
Mouth,
was aiming it at
everything.
his face there for a bit.
Yeah, I thought he might have been
Sergio, our
trolling him.
SFX guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man,
yeah,
that's right.
it was weird how that just kind of happened. All the blood was just directed right at him,
Yeah.
and looked great though. He got a little sticky though.
So the
He was
floor.
like,
Oh,
I
he
have to-
stained our
I have to
hotel
rinse
room
the
shower.
shirt off. Yeah. I was going to try to actually not let him shower during the whole shoot, but that wasn't going
that's
to work.
wrong.
That would have been rough. Oh,
That would have
poor
been rough.
Scotty.
We got to keep everything exactly, Gunnar stunk on the set of the
All that
original,
blood
so
and
you have to
baby
think
powder?
too. Oh God,
Oh no.
there's a Polaroid. Kyle
That was after
Polaroid
one of the better hits to the face, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
I got
he
those
took a hit
ones
to the
nice and
face.
close by. These photos are what getting me through these couple of weeks, man. These Polaroids.
There
I
you
tell
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to look at Facebook to see all those photos, but I see them a lot.
It's a
I
lot.
see them a lot. But I think he took two real big hits to the face, one with the mask on and one without the mask on. I don't know which one was worse for him though, but right in the face though, both times.
The mask was probably worse.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
because you don't,
Yeah.
you
Stayed all
don't
up
really
in there.
see it coming, because he couldn't really
Yeah.
see very well through that mask. Eh?
He couldn't see, right?
Yeah.
Between that and the baby powder, it was just.
Oh God.
The baby.
The baby powder.
Say that
Oh,
word.
no.
I don't know how much money we
Powder.
spent in baby powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, it just and
The combination
I
of
think-
the blood and the baby powder crystallizing on the bottom of everybody's shoes. That was amazing.
the sound that
Sounded
made
delicious. Sounded
sounded
so
delicious.
good.
I did hear a little bit of that in some of Ben's audio.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting.
It's
into
still
that.
on my shoes.
Me too.
Oh yeah, I've
Oh, it's
got
still
it
on my
list.
shoes too. I don't know if I'll ever get it off. You know? Awesome. Anyways, moving on here. We'll move on to the next question here. This is just for me. Steve, did you get to sing a song on set? I don't believe I did. Did I? Do you guys remember me singing anything on set?
I don't recall. No.
No,
I don't think
no
so.
lullabies, nothing.
Definitely no lullaby.
I mean, a lot of us were talking about music and stuff, but I don't think anyone actually sang on set.
I thought somebody did. I thought so. Well, Alicia sang karaoke. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, that first night we were there. Yeah.
That wasn't on
Mhm.
set,
How did I
but
miss
it was,
that?
I still
That
have the
counts.
video. I need to share that to Facebook.
Yeah,
There you go.
just direct, whichever one's easiest. Sure, I've got to see that.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a singing set ultimately. So
It wasn't
And that's
Leatherface
okay,
the
you know.
musical.
Imagine.
Oh, Scotty would
Imagine.
have sung. He would have.
He would have, yeah.
I know that. For some reason, I thought Scotty did sing at some point on set, but probably didn't. Because I know he was talking about singing a lot, but I don't think he ever did. Let's see if we have any other questions from anybody. Okay, Jordan. Jordan says, "What are each y'all working on next?" You're really getting to the y'alls, and he's got like no Texas accent at all. Jordan, I mean, I don't hear it, but he still says y'all. Everybody says
Hey,
y'all.
I don't have a
so
Texas accent, and I'm y'all all over the place.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm from Alabama, and I don't say it all that much, you know.
Yeah, y'all's like the ranch dressing of the English language. It's just so delicious. It works.
Oh,
Works on everything.
I like that.
You know.
Well, let's start with Ben here. Ben just did a short film. Can you say anything about the short film you did?
Yeah, I can't say too much about it, but I will say that it took place about 4 hours northeast of where we are, and it's definitely an interesting piece. It was interesting because there's definitely more dialogue in this in the feature, in what we just shot, but on the other project I worked on, the short, there wasn't much dialogue, a lot of natural sounds, and a dialogue that we captured was heavy, had a lot of weight to it, so it had to be captured perfectly and beautifully. So that was definitely a fun experience. And yes, more had some slight violence here and there, so we had to make sure that stayed the same. And in my book, I realized it's kind of my trademark. I have to work on something gruesome, but not as intense. But what was interesting too is that we had a whole bunch of these power turbines surrounding us on location, which presented some unique situations, putting it that way, especially when it comes down to wind. But all I can say is that the project is called Olin, Texas, and it should be released within the year. And coming up next is I'm basically following Border Patrol for 8 days over in Laredo, Texas. So that's going to be interesting, and that's all I can really say about that too. So a lot of hush hush. I feel so secretive, kind of.
Hey, it's all good.
Kind of special. It's not bad. Well, that's
Jim,
it.
how
That's
about you?
I'm currently finishing up a HBO series, Love and Death, and I'm actually on the front side of the camera on this. And then I just got a notification yesterday. I got the lead role in a new movie that's we start shooting August, September. I can't go much into it other than it's Viking related, but it's going to be my first kind of really big, cool role. I was ecstatic when I got the message yesterday.
That's awesome. Cool. Look forward to that. Yeah. Got a lot of talented people here, guys. So Jim's not just a stunt guy; he does acting as well. There you go. I wish we could have actually got you to do an actual stunt in our film rather than just coordinating stuff. But that's what can you do, right?
Next time,
Cody. How about you?
Like we were saying earlier, I'm doing the third channel this summer. And then I'm currently writing a script for a fan film as well. And hopefully, ideally, I would like to, I've been wanting to learn stunts for years, and I have a martial arts background, and was fortunate enough to meet some people in my life before that were stunt people, and I learned a lot from them, and it's just something I want to pursue more. I don't know how to go about doing it just yet, but that it is something that I'm working towards actively.
Cool. Very cool. Kyle, how about you?
I think I mentioned earlier that I'm starting a role as the DP on there's a local band in Austin, Golden Dawn Orchestra, and I've done DP on their last 2 music videos directed by a friend of mine, Ben Blanchard, and we're doing the 3rd one in the trilogy, and I was really excited about working with this band. The last video that we did actually got nominated for Video of the Year in the Austin Music Awards, so it's been a winning team and a really cool experience to work with them. But you guys will be stoked to know I actually I think I confirmed today a gig that I got through William Instone. Who?
Oh, right on.
He was. Who did he? He was
Rex.
He played Rex.
Yeah, that was Rex. Yeah. So he reached out. He was doing special effects on a short zombie film, I think, or something, and that's all about. I really know about it, but they needed a grip, and I put my hand up, and he's going to be doing special effects, and apparently, Les Best is the lead in it.
Who played
Yeah.
Grandpa
Right on.
in our film.
The grandpa in the film is the lead, so I'll be on set with William and Les in the end of the month for a day, getting all zombified. It should be fun.
They were both awesome to work with. On set.
They really
Yeah.
were.
Really love what they brought to the table, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Without spoiling too much, you know. Just
Yeah,
they were
for
awesome.
sure.
They were rad. Well, that's awesome. So everybody's pretty busy so far. Charlie, I'm sure you're pretty busy too. What do you got going on? What's happening?
Well, for the next couple months, I'm gonna keep working on Sawyer Massacre. I got about probably 6 to 8 weeks of editing to get a good strong cut before I send it up to you, and then you to send it to Kyle. After that, in June, I'll be working on a feature over in Eastern Kentucky, and that'll be a fun drive. It's like 12 hours, a little bit further than Bass Drop. And after that, I'm going on vacation for a week. So
You deserve
Bring
it,
your
Charlie.
vacation.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you do.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
Busy. Everybody's busy. There you go. But doing what we love to do, right?
Absolutely.
It's all good to be busy as long as you love doing what you're doing. So there you go. Our wonderful Alicia Graham is asking something here. What is something that fans should expect from the Sawyer Massacre? I'll just start by saying we put the word mass in massacre, I think, in our film. Maybe not quite as much as that new film did, because that was a little over the top.
Oh,
But
gosh.
I think one thing you can expect is a lot of kills in our film.
Yep.
I won't say how many, and I'm not going to tell you who gets killed and all that kind of stuff. But
The bodies
that's
hit
what
the
I'll
floor.
say.
Let's put it
What
that
do you
way.
guys think? What's that?
I said the bodies hit the floor. Let's put it that way.
Yes, the bodies hit the floor, or other things. Hit the
Yeah.
chainsaw.
Yes, various things.
Or hit the
Yeah.
meat hook, or whatever. Right? There's many things that the bodies are going to hit in our film. Yes. Anybody else want to add to that? What can people expect? What is something?
Definitely
I think you can expect to see I think you could expect to I think fans can expect to see the genuine feel of the movie. Like you could tell, even I could tell, Steve, you really love this franchise, and I think that really comes out in the story and in the scenes that were filmed. So I think fans can expect to see something that actually has character and identity, unlike the newer movie that is just absolutely soulless.
Yeah, we won't talk too much about that new movie. And to reiterate that, because Cody, you said that you see how big a fan I am of the franchise. Ultimately, I'm really only a big fan of the original film. Right. Some of the other ones, I'm okay with or whatever. But ultimately, I'm a huge fan of the original. I have no issues. I don't have big problems with some of them, but some of them I do have big problems with.
Right.
But I think that's really what I was trying to let influence me more than anything else. There were certain things from other films that influenced me as well, not just Texas Chainsaw Massacre related. I was heavily influenced by the Blair Witch Project a little bit for this film, as far as some of our locations go. So, I draw inspiration from what influences me. So, So I don't know. You can expect to see a lot of stuff like that, I guess. Anybody else have anything to add to that question?
Lots of blood, lots of killing.
Beat me to it. I was just about to say blood.
In the basement.
Yeah.
Lots of
blood seeping through the walls.
The basement is our bloody stuff. I don't know. I was trying to keep it not that bloody. I feel like there was definitely moments in that basement when I was saying, I think we went too far here. There's a few moments where but we had other moments though in the film where there was off-screen kills and stuff like that, and I think they kind of balance each other out a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
We lost somebody. Who did we lose? Cody.
We
lost Cody. No. Cody's gone bye, Cody. I don't know if
you definitely get left to your imagination with a couple of the kills and things sometimes. Which
I will be back.
Yeah. I think also another thing they can expect is just amazing performances from the cast.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. What a cast we had. I don't know how I managed to put together such a good cast, but I did.
I would have assumed they were all best friends too.
Yeah, no kidding. Like Nika was saying that she was a little bit scared that her and Alicia weren't going to click. Boy,
That's
did they
ridiculous.
Ever click. I know.
That is absurd.
They've been friends since childhood.
Yeah.
I would believe it.
You would think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I had that same kind of worry with Nika and Alicia when I cast them, because to me they seem like very different people, and they are very different people. But man, did they ever click? Mm-hmm. They really clicked. Okay, what's another question we got here? We got time for maybe a couple more questions, and we got a deke out here, right? You guys okay for a couple more questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any idea?
I might have to actually.
What's that, Cody?
I actually might have to go ahead and dip out. I'm losing service. I live out in the country, and I'm starting to lose service.
Yeah,
that's why I
disappeared. It's all good, Cody. It's all good, my friend. If you got to deke out, you got to deke out. We won't hate you for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but you guys feel free to talk crap about me when I'm gone.
Oh,
so go ahead.
Oh,
no.
God damn, Cody.
All right, guys.
Didn't show up a few days because he hurt his foot.
Love you, Cody. All right. It's good to see you again, brother.
Love you guys too. It was so great seeing all of you.
Great chatting with you again, Cody. Have a good one.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Where was I with this question?
Cody
Coffee and comics nerd. Any ideas when you plan to premiere this film? I imagine festivals. But do you have plans for online distribution? Well, I can say right off the bat, as far as online distribution, it's free distribution. So like YouTube, Vimeo, that kind of thing, because it's a fan film. Of course, we can't make any profit off of it. But yeah, I am looking into doing a premiere in Texas. I would like to actually go premiere it in Austin somewhere, if possible. Again, what's that?
I said I've got just the spot.
Kyle, you and I are going to chat about it. We're going to chat. Yeah. We're going to figure out a premiere. Because I want to premiere. I want to do a proper premiere for this film. I think it deserves that. I think everybody involved deserves that, and it's. I think. Yeah, I mean, so we'll definitely be talking about that for sure, and make that happen. But as far as online distribution, it's YouTube will probably be the big thing, probably. I don't see it getting on Netflix or anything like that, unless Netflix just wants it. And yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see that though. Yeah, that's all for that question. I don't know what else to say for that. Not really much that we can do. Any other question? Oh, darn, Cody just left. Cody Willis, what was the hardest prop to prepare, if you could say no spoilers? Of course, right after we lose Cody, we lose. Yeah, we get a
You
question.
did say earlier he had a hard time with the chainsaw. The chainsaw was an interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
It's the coolest chainsaw I ever saw for a Chainsaw Massacre movie, but it was big, it was clunky, it was old, it was heavy.
Ultimately, that was probably harder though for Scotty than anybody else.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
When he first held that chainsaw, he felt confident he was going to do well with that chainsaw. And then as the shoot went on, and he had to like run with it and stuff like that. It was harder for him for sure, especially wearing that mask and trying to run and wear that mask. Not easy. If it was a little lighter, I don't know. It still would have been tough. I think those masks were very hard for him to see through, and hard for him to hear through as well. He couldn't hear half of my directions, So that was a big challenge we had. Definitely a big challenge. But no, I mean, probably Cody had a hard time keeping the props organized, but he did have Christina helping him a lot with that. But we are still missing some of the props, as far as I know, unless they got found and I just wasn't told. But I know that there were a few props that we haven't located. So hopefully we did find them. I don't know. I'll have to contact them again. I think that's all the questions we have that I can see anyways. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, Lisa said you sang "Follow You Down" from the Gym Blossoms. Who did? I didn't sing that. I may have sung "Hey Jealousy." I could see me doing that, but I don't think I sang "Follow You Down." Did anybody sing "Follow You Down" by the Gym Blossoms on our set?
Certainly wasn't by me.
What's the bit that was Cody? What's the bit that was him?
It could have been Cody. I don't really know that song very well. I know the other hit they had, "Hey Jealousy."
Till I Hear It From You.
Till I hear. I know that one too.
Yeah. Empire Records, man. That movie.
Yes. The Gym Blossoms.
That was a great
We were having
soundtrack.
the Gym Blossoms, eh? They were an interesting. It was "Hey Jealousy." Okay, it was me. Then I take it. I sang that because I actually used to perform that song live quite often, so it's easy for me to get it stuck in my head. Maybe we can drive around this town, let the cops chase us around, past this gum. You know that song, right? It's a very depressing song. The guy that wrote it killed himself, so. I can't remember his name.
Jealousy. Alicia's saying it was Jealousy or something. Is that
Hey
what you
Jealousy.
were singing, Steve?
It's called "Hey Jealousy."
Hey Jealousy, got it.
That was like the first big hit that Gym Blossoms ever had. You guys don't know that song?
No, just that "Till I Hear It From You" one. That's it.
Till I hear it. I know that one too, but yeah. Anyways, now we got that out of the way. now you guys all heard me sing. There you go. Whatever. It's all good. Embarrassed myself quite enough tonight. I think that's we can probably call her a night here. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark, and we can chat more if you guys want, but what's there to chat about? So many things, probably.
There's a lot. It was a lot of fun. I'm really thankful for you, Steve, for putting us together tonight. At least it's been really nice to see everybody. Talk to you again.
I wish
Charlie,
I could get everybody on one of these streams. The whole cast and crew. That's obviously not possible since we know that we kind of got maxed out at 6. Now I know that.
Unlock the rest.
I also want to say thank you, Steve, for bringing us all together, period. Like, this was a great crew to work with. It was lots of great talent here in all aspects, and everybody really did it.
Well, I appreciate that. You froze up again there, Jim, but I think I got the gist of most of that. But I appreciate it. It was not easy to put all these people together, and there's a lot of people to thank. Chris Parcini obviously got us in touch, got me in touch with Jim and Kyle and a few other people. Thank you again, Chris Alverson, for letting us all stay at your. How many of us were staying at Chris's place? I think 9 of us. Wow. I mean, imagine what that hotel bill would have been like for all of us during that stay. Thank you to Robert Gill for letting us shoot in his basement and actually destroying it in the process. Apparently, he's more or less kept it that way. Or at least kept all. I know I think he did clean the floors, but the walls will still have blood on them. By the way, that Butchered in the Basement perk is still going to be available on our next Indiegogo campaign, which should be dropping on May 1st, everybody, just so you guys know. So if you live in Texas and you want to watch the premiere of the film in the basement where all the major gore happened, that'll be the perk to get for sure. Yeah, but I mean, there's so many people to thank. If I try to thank everybody, it's going to be impossible. Yeah. What is Chris saying here? 22. Is there 22 of us at her? Is that what she's saying? No, there wasn't that many.
Felt like it.
No. Sure felt like it.
Well, it probably did feel like it at some points. It could be a bit chaotic sometimes.
Maybe 22 shoes.
Yeah, probably. Shoes. Yeah, there you go. It was probably a little bit. It felt like that for her, at least. Anyways, there was definitely some chaotic moments in the house, but we made it through, and I don't think we drove her totally crazy. I hope we didn't. Tried not to, anyways. But Scotty made a mess in his room, though. I know that. It was funny after the day we left. Me and Scotty left on the 21st. That was when all those tornadoes were going through Texas, through that whole area. Were any of you guys affected by the tornadoes?
We weren't. They missed us.
I mean, oh yeah.
I think we lost a plant off the front porch or something. Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was messaging. I was messaging Christine, Chris, about the tornadoes, make sure she was okay. And she said, I think there's a tornado. I think a tornado just ripped right through here. And she shows me a video or a picture of Scotty's room. And he left a big mess in the room. Scotty's got like water bottles everywhere, bags of chips lying, or, empty bags of chips and stuff lying around, Yeah, a tornado was here for sure, she said. Scotty, you were a guest in her house and you left the place like that. But it's all in good fun. I'm glad that Chris had a good sense of humor about that. But Scotty was a great Leatherface, but not the cleanest person in the world. Good times.
Great times.
Yeah, I miss you guys already, and I hope to see you guys back there for the premiere. I think we're gonna make that a perk on the next campaign too. I mean, tickets to the premiere. Again, Kyle and I are going to have to talk about the venue and see how many people it holds and how many tickets we can actually sell to it. But we'll try to make them fairly reasonable priced, But this is a big deal. This movie, right? It's a pretty big deal. It's not going to be free, that's for sure. But it'll be good.
Yeah.
But it'll be free for all you guys. All you, not everybody in the chat, but all you guys I'm chatting to right now, Ben and Charlie and Kyle and Cody and everybody who is involved in the film. Yes, you guys get in for free.
VIPs,
VIP passes.
All right,
yes.
We'll have to walk in formation though, just to kind of establish it. So on the day,
I'm not good with formation style, but anyways, guys. Before I drag this on too long, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight and reminiscing about the wonderful shoot we had. And I really can't wait to see what this film is going to look like ultimately. Can't wait to share the first official teaser of the film. And just know that I know the film's going to be great. Regardless of any issues we had, I know it's going to be great. And it's because of you guys that this film is great because of everybody, not just you guys, but everybody that worked on it. You know what I mean?
Mostly us, though.
Mostly you guys. That's why I had you guys. I'm going to insult so many people, aren't I? But you guys have been awesome guests, and hopefully we'll get some of you on again in the near future. You never know, and feel free to invite me on any of your podcasts if you have any or whatever. Unscribed. Jordan said, unsubscribe. Hello. Well, fine then.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him either, but he's a joker, that guy. But he played a damn good Jimmy. He convinced me, that's for sure.
Yep.
And Jordan, we'll get you on the shows at some point too. Definitely. And probably other podcasts. I mean, I'm friends with all kinds of YouTube personalities, whatever you want to call them, podcasters, YouTube personalities. So I'm sure a bunch of them are just dying to have some of us on their shows. So we'll line something up, that's for sure. But you guys have a good night, and thank you guys all for being a part of this wonderful little project I just had and believing in it, and it means a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
All right,
it's good to see you guys again.
Y'all too.
All right, we'll end it right there. We won't bother with playing the theme again, and we'll just call it a night. You guys have yourselves a good night.
Good night, guys.
You too.
Good night.
Good night. It's great seeing everybody.
Good night.